Hello everyone, welcome to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and I know it's been a while, but today we have a look at the LEGO Batman 1992 Polybag, set number 30653, which will be coming to probably Targets and Walmart, something like that, for $5. Currently it's only available at some Learning Express locations that got it early. They were selling it for $7, but I assume that it's just going to be regular Polybag pricing. You do get an instruction leaflet, like, well, not leaflet, but like piece of paper you can fold out with nothing interesting on it except for the build itself. 40 pieces, $5, but the really interesting thing here is that new Batman minifigure. And here's the full build I'll build up before we look at the minifigure, because the base is kind of underwhelming. It's done in a similar style to the bases from like the 1989 Batcave and Batmobile, where it's just like this little, like, I don't know, corner of a building with a gargoyle in the front. And it's cool to get like a little stand for the figure, but one thing that does kind of bother me is that this connection with this 1x2 round plate is like really, I don't know, kind of wobbly and loose. I don't know, I was just turning this around and like moving it around, and the figure like won't stay facing straight, which is a little weird. You can obviously like turn it so he's facing either corner, but I mean, the build itself really is not what you're buying the set for. You're buying it for that figure. And here's a look at the figure. This is a different version from the one that was in the 1989 Batmobile and Batwing, because those are based on the 1989 movie. This is based on Batman Returns from 1992. The differences are in the face print, the torso, and the mask, all three. The cowl is the same mold as before, but the logo there is updated. I'll show you a comparison in just a minute, but before I do that, I just wanted to take a look at just this figure alone. Again, this like cowl piece is pretty spectacular. It's a rubbery plastic, so it it's a little bit flexible. Different material from the normal cowls, and it obviously slides over the torso. It is a little bit hard to remove from the head, harder than normal, but this is all the piece. You have that awesome like molding for the shoulder armor, and as well as the molding for the actual mask. The mask part looks very similar to like the normal Batman mask piece. The face print has these like goggles printed on the top instead of just the white band, but it's a pretty good face print, I think. And you do have an alternate facial expression, which does not have the goggles, which it's like just supposed to be Michael Keaton, I guess. That looks okay. It looks fine. Nothing special. The torso print is pretty good. And one thing that's interesting is that the logo is printed on the torso underneath the cowl as well. My theory is that we're probably going to get this same torso used for 1992 Batman in like that Batwing and Batmobile set that's rumored. And that one will not have this cool cowl piece. It'll have the standard cowl plus a cape, so that it can like sit down in vehicles. And this figure is the same one that will be in the rumored 1992 Batcave. And here are the two figures side by side. On the left, we have 1989 Batman. On the right, we have 1992. You can see the very subtle differences in the shape of the logo on the cowl. I actually kind of like the 1992 one better. I know that's, in universe, these are both accurate to the corresponding Batman suit, but there are differences. There's also some differences in like the abs printing on the torsos. From the back with the cowls, they look exactly the same because it's exactly the same piece. But if we remove the cowls, we can see, interestingly, on the 1989 Batman, the logo is not printed on the torso, because it was printed on that cape cowl piece. Which they've never really done that for Batman figure before, so it's just kind of cool. The belts are pretty similar, honestly. And then the face prints are also the other major difference. We get a like unique print for the face on this new the 1992 one, whereas the 1989 one just uses that standard Batman face that's been around since I think 2012. We do also have a little bit more difference in the back printing on the torso, which again is going to be hidden most of the time underneath that cape. Overall, I think this is a pretty spectacular little polybag. Like, the build isn't anything special, but to get this figure in such a cheap little set with that awesome cowl mold, I think is pretty awesome. And especially if they're not going to be including this cowl piece in the like playset Batmobile and Batwing that are rumored to be coming out this year, and are going to include that new leaked dual molded piece that we've seen with the eyes dual molded into the cowl that does not include a cape, then I think it's pretty great that they're putting this on the market at the same time, so that anyone who gets one of those playsets and has that figure that's designed for play can also go out and get this small poly bag for a really cheap price and get the really good looking version of the figure as well. So they can have both for relatively cheap instead of being forced to buy the giant $400 Batcave. And I do think that they're going to use exactly the same figure. They could, if they wanted to differentiate them and still make that one exclusive, give some sort of leg printing. However, I don't think that this figure, this suit in universe, really has any detail on the leg that's worth printing. Overall, really strong entry in the $5 Polybag catalog. We've had a couple of decent ones recently from superheroes, including that No Way Home, actually Far From Home branded drone and Spider-Man set, as well as the Doctor Strange one with the portal. I think both of those are pretty excellent, and I'm glad that DC is giving us a really excellent, $5 entry with a really cool figure. So really, overall, pretty positive with this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. See you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.